So consequently, you start seeing that things are not working out for you, things are not going well for you. Why? You've allowed normally set for study contents, how to study, what is the best time to study, what to do to remember things, the best study techniques. I rarely search for what study techniques or what study habits that I should avoid. So this video is going to tell you the things that you should avoid while studying or knowing how to study, because I realized that I did some of them and they affected my grades poorly. So I do not want you to do that or implement that, because you might not even know you're doing it. So this is like a reminder to make you aware of the things that you may have been doing that have ruined your grades in one way or the other. The first thing is procrastination. Procrastination is just not something that we all go through. It's something that we all would go through. If you're not careful, procrastination would be like a habit, because it stems from, I do not want to do this. You're ambitious, you want to do it, but you don't want to do it, and you just stay there. I've been there where I tell myself I want to make a couple of videos, and I would end up not making that for one whole year. Imagine how bad procrastination can be. For one whole year, I will not do anything about it. It's that bad. It becomes an habit. It becomes something that would affect your consistency journey in the long run. And something that people don't know is procrastination is not just attacking one part of your life. It's attacking every part of your life. The moment you're not able to fight procrastination in one part, other parts are going to be affected, because the brain works like that. You'll be like, you cannot beat me in not going to lose weight. What makes you think you're going to beat me in knowing how to read best? Is that crazy? It affects all part of your life sequentially. So consequently, you start seeing that things are not working out for you, things are not going well for you. Why? You've allowed the habit of procrastination to affect you. To fight it, I recommend you reading Atomic Habits by James Clear. I'm trying to read it from my bookshelf. Read Atomic Habits by James Clear. I'm currently reading it and it has been helping me. I do not just read a book like a story. I take my time to make notes, to analyze it and see where those things apply to me and how to apply the ones that I've not been able to apply to myself as a student. So please, procrastination should not be something that you should be battling with. The moment you see that you are fighting with it, leave your comfort zone. If it happens that you don't read well in your room, get outside. Sometimes I leave my room to stay outside to study. Why? Because I know that I've seen that if I'm inside my room, I'll be so comfortable, especially if we have light. I'll be resting, thinking, there's still more hours to go. It's just morning, forgetting I'm a morning person. Do you get? So please beat it as early as possible, because it doesn't just come, it comes to stay. You get? The second thing is overloading yourself. We do this a lot. I'll be with my friends and want to have a study together, and they'll be like, we need to study company law, jurisprudence, and international law at once. What's that? My small brain, you want to blow it. Not like you should limit the way you read, no, or limit how powerful your brain can be, no. But it's a study. It's not a reading it's not a reading sprint. It's a study. The moment you tell yourself, I want to study, you need to remember that you want to remember what you studied. You need to remember you want to remember what you studied. You're not just studying it. Can you remember all those things you read, company law, international law, and jurisprudence in a day? I can't. And if I should do it, I remember few and leave the remaining. I don't want that, because I believe in repetition. I'm reading this, I read it again, and I leave it to rest. Let it grow, let it reproduce in my brain. I can't jam pack. Don't overload yourself. You would only overload yourself when you know that there's deadline and you had like excusable excuse for why that thing happened that should be excused. Fine, but on a normal ground, on a clear ground, please do not overload yourself. It will come back to you one way or the other. And even if you pass the exam on like flying colors, ask yourself, like I've been there, I would even forget each and every case I crammed for that exam. It's not right. So please do not overload yourself. It's not a good thing. The third thing is distractions. Limit distractions as early as possible. Is it your phone? Keep your phone and study with your laptop, or keep your phone in someone's room, or do not charge your phone. I do not know. To just keep my own is my phone. I used to apply screen time, like after 1 hour, from all those social apps like TikTok, Instagram, Snapchats, I leave. If it's only 1 hour, I do not care what happens afterwards. I'm not going back to it. It's a thing that you have to struggle with, but with time you get used to it. Like, it just gets easier with time. So please limit distractions every single way you can think of. Limit it, because it's going to affect you in the long run. The fourth thing is cramming. This is something most law students tackle it, because we are told and we are obligated to basically carry cases. You do not read for a law exam and not carry cases. If you were, for example, were told to define law, for example, you'd be like, law, for a normal person, you can define law to be a system of rules that the society or people in a state have to obey for a society to be orderly and organized, blah blah blah. For a law student, you define it like, according to Lord Denning, in his 9th edition of his book of Law and Society, a law is defined as the system of the rules of the nation that apply to every citizen so as to obey, to make the nation a stable place to live. You can see that it's different. You do not read, you do not, like, that is where cramming comes in. You'll be trying to cram that person's name, cram the textbook. Do not do that. Learn it. See it as a follow come. See it as the way you call you. What's your name? You call your son name, you call your Igbo name, you call your English name. You do not just call your name, like your first name. You call both your son name and your English name. Do you get? Carry it. Do not cram. Understand it. The moment you understand it, you would not see yourself cramming it. That's what I try to do, because we all cram, especially we law students. We cram every single time. You do not cite, you do not give, like, constitution of every country. We are the law students that carry the constitution. You be like, the constitution, a normal person can be like, the constitution states, do not take something that is not yours, or you have to pay your tax. For a law student, you'd be like, as seen in section 41, subsection 1, or section 24 of the Constitution in paragraph F, it says that it's a duty of every citizen of the country to pay their tax and promptly return the prescribed form. Like, do you see? Like, you think, how will I remember the sections and even the paragraph? You end up cramming, but no. See it as it is together. If you see it as it is together, you do not cram. You carry it together. So during the exams, it comes out naturally. It flows. And even after exam, when someone asks you again, you would be able to remember it. Okay? The fifth thing is relying solely on class time. Like, you will not read. It's only what they taught you in class, you carry in your head. Are you Manchester? Are you a genius? Maybe you are. Check your IQ. But like, why would you do that? Why? Why? What are they teaching you that you want to carry only that for exam? Even if that's the only thing you read for exam, like, read it. Like, add something. Like, do something else. How many hours are they teaching you that you carry only that thing for your exam? Except you don't want to have an A. If you are cool with a B or a C, do your best to continue. But like, if you want like a good grade, please do not do that. Do not rely only on your class time, only what they taught you in class. It's not wise. Why would you want to do that to yourself? Please do not do that. I beg you, do not do that. Read. I think we do that especially when the lecturers like dictate notes, but we also have time to read extra and add, because I mean, you can't just be doing that. Please do not do that. I'm laughing because I've done it. But please don't do it. I know what it cost me, so please do not do it. 6 is multitasking while studying. We set realistic goals. If you decide to set 7 hours study in a day and you end up studying just 2 hours, you feel bad, and it's going to affect your momentum to actually want to study the next day. But if you had set like, I will study for 3 hours and you read for 5 hours, you feel amazed. You'll be happy because the progress was massive, even more than you expected. So let it be lower and do it better, do it higher. Okay, so as I said, do not multitask. Do this one, let it go. Do this one, let it go. Do not do it together. Your brain will blow. So do not do it. Then ignoring feedbacks. Most of the time we act as though we are mini gods. because we think our results are good, so people cannot advise me otherwise. It's natural to feel like that, especially if you think you are smart. But do not do that. If your friends tell you that your handwriting is not fine, you need to change it, stick to it. Or they tell you that you speak too fast, which I think I am, you speak too fast, learn and implement and improve. If they tell you that you give too much spaces, or just do like whatever they advise you, try to not take things personal and see it that they tell you those things from a place of love and a place of care. Another point that you should be aware of that you need to avoid, because it's going to ruin your grades, is skipping classes. I feel like there's a point you get in your levels, you just want to stay home. The time I was in, I think, my fourth year, I was at home for like 1 month. Not like I was reading at home, I was copying notes, snapping notes and all of that, but it's not really good. You can only do it when it's valid. Like sometimes you just really want to stay home and not go to school. You wanted to like have a fresh break. Like it's valid. If you're going to be serious, that break you are taking away from school, you read, you take notes, fine, do it. You do it like a wise person. You take your time and understand why do you want to do it in the first place. And can you carry it? Can you carry the weight of 1 month out of school, 2 months out of school? Can you do it? If you can't, do not do it. Okay? Then the last thing I'll leave you is basically not practicing past question papers. Most of the time, these lecturers are tired. Yes, they become tired. They don't want to bring new questions. It's not the same subject that it knows. It's not the same course. They just go back and refurnish the questions over again. I've seen it happen many times. So practice past questions. Because imagine you do not practice it and others have practiced, even those that do not read very well, because they practice the past question, they will write it, you'll be struggling. And even if you know the answer, you would not be writing with sweat, your steez will be reducing. So please practice past questions one way or the other. I'm not really a past question kind of person, but I realize I have to do it because it's only going to help me read better, understand better, and also help me write better in the exam. Like, because I do understand it, I know the answers. It's like the exam will be seamlessly flowing, to be easy for me. Okay, so like that's everything I would leave with you people to incorporate. Everybody watching, do not forget to subscribe, do not forget to share. Yeah, and we'll get there. We'll get a shout out to all of you to keep studying, know why you are studying, what is the direction, what are the people that motivate you, who are the people that will be proud of you. Remember these things every time you study. It just keeps you alive, keeps you more open to being happy about your progress. Please do not give up, please. Okay.